do in the role of a strength and conditioning coach in boxing?
Okay, so what I do here at Dreamland Boxing is whenever any of our fighters, typically the pro fighters, have a fight coming up, usually around 7 weeks out, I actually operate out of another gym, and I do all their strength and conditioning there. I also do help out, like a lot of the coaches have come to me, and I try to teach them what I know, implement strength and conditioning practices that would actually be beneficial for the sport of boxing. Not that it's totally sport specific, but I do attempt to the best of my ability to gear it that way.
Okay, and what do you think are common misconceptions with strength and conditioning in boxing?
Well, from my point of view, everybody's going to have a different opinion on it in the community, but I tend to personally stray away from like traditional weightlifting and those aspects. My training tends to be pretty much kettlebell heavy, and I try to pick on my own. I've got my own formula to things, so.
You got your own equations. You got your own.
I got my own equations and progressive patterns that I use for the fighters.
Okay, so talk to me about some of the training you do with clients outside of boxing.
Oh, geez, outside of boxing, I train everybody from kids to, of course, we're here in Silicon Valley, get a ton of people in the tech community. Then I have a client that's 72 years old,
Okay, so in the what's the word, bodybuilding or muscle lifting community, who's like that dude right now? Like for the squat, the bench press, what is it?
Oh, you're talking about like powerlifting?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? Like I haven't kept up on it in a long time.
When you were growing up, I know you had to.
Oh, when I was growing up, it was like Ed Cohn, was big. A guy that's really big in kettlebells right now, who's a good coach, was Mark Rifkind. He was elite level power lifter. Oh, geez, man, that was so long ago.
What if you were going to give someone watching this interview one tip on using a kettlebell that people could potentially injure themselves if they don't do this? What would you tell them?
Always keep it within control. You dominate the kettlebell. It doesn't dominate you.
So go lower than maybe you could go just to control?
With kettlebells, that's something I definitely recommend having like a professional teach you.
So don't just type in YouTube how to do a kettlebell and just...
Anybody can do what they want, but I recommend you go to a professional. It's always the nuances that count, right? It's the little things.
Explain to me a little bit about why that matters so much, like with kettlebell. And
well,
without giving up your secret, just a little bit.
Well, I mean, I don't mind. I mean, the whole point, let's say the center of the kettlebell universe would be your kettlebell swing, right? It's a ballistic movement. So learning how to do that correctly and safely, it takes time. I think I was told when I was being taught it only takes 80,000 swings to get it right.